has your journey been in enhancing your stardom? And I think in the last 3-4 years...
Yeah, I like the question.
Just my expression. I actually went like, huh?
Good question. There's a little bit of stress in the personal life the last couple of years. So I really want my work to not be stressful. I just don't have the bandwidth for it.
Nobody gave me a meaty part in a commercial film. I would have very happily done it. A film called Loot Case, in which I had a song and dance number, and I loved it. And I hope that that was not the only time that I got to do that.
Hey everyone, this is Aditi and you are watching me on ETimes. Today I have a bunch of 3 Wonder Women we love, respect and adore. So Shefali, Rasika and Tillotama. Along with them we have the brilliant director Tanuj Chopra joining me, who are bringing a significant change in storytelling. A huge welcome to ETimes and we are so happy to have you joining with us today.
Thank you, Aditi.
Thank you.
A huge congratulations for Delhi Crime Season 2. So, Shefali, I want to start with you. I really feel that, we are just living in Vartika's world. How different was your approach this season when you stepped into her shoes? And, I think in one of your interviews you recently shared that in Season 1, Vartika was a hero, but this time she became a human. So how do you look at that?
Well, I agree with this. I mean, I said it because, 1, it's a good line, and 2, because I mean it. See, also a lot of content has to come from, it has to be in the script.
Yeah.
I mean, I can want to do anything I want to with the character, but the script has to give me that space. The way I see her in Season 2 is, one is, Season 1, she was driven by a single-minded focus. It was like, almost like a, when you call it a crime of passion.
Yeah.
This was that kind of drive for her to solve it.
Yeah.
In Season 2, as you see her right in the beginning, you realize that, yes, she's affected by the crime, but she does this on a day-to-day basis.
True.
So she's emotionally more withdrawn from it than she was in 1.
Yeah.
Also, there's a similarity with what Vartika does and what I do in a crisis, is I block out emotionally. It's like damage control karo. It's that kind of a thing. And in Season 1, there was no wavering of moral compass. In Season 2, it's not as straight as, these are the bad guys, I will get them.
Yeah.
She's left to question a lot of stuff around her. She's left to question herself and her decisions.
True.
And she falters.
Yeah.
She has flaws, she makes mistakes, but she has the grace and, I think, sensibility and strength to accept her mistake and correct it, even if it's at the cost of her own self. So I think there is a tree that grows upwards.
Yeah.
I think she's growing outwards like this.
It's a beautiful growth, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's, I love it.
Rasika, Neeti's role required a lot of sensitivity and firmness in order to step into the shoes. And I would say she is one such cop who represents the struggles and dilemmas of women both at home and at work. And, now that you have lived her for almost 2 seasons now, what was the toughest part in exploring her?
Not many. Not many tough parts, because there are some characters you read and you feel like you don't understand them at all, and they're interesting for that reason. But there are some that you read and you feel like, I know this person. And Neeti was that for me from the beginning. In fact, she reminded me a lot of myself in my college days. The idealism, the wide-eyedness, the sincerity to get a job done, the belief that your hard work can change the world, and then the understanding that you have to exist within a system and work with that rather than against it,
Yeah.
So that's the kind of journey, professional, emotional journey that Neeti is on through Season 1. And then in Season 2, she is much more comfortable with her... with the loss of that, a little bit of a loss of that idealism, much more confident about
She's
her
also
job.
brave. She's standing up for herself.
Yeah. And she's also in Season 2 really trying to balance her personal and professional life, and really, struggling to give both the attention and time that she wants to give. So that is the journey that she is on.
I was so relieved that Rasika's character had a car in season 2, because in season 1, when she gets called, and I'm thinking, how is Rasika going to go? How is she going to travel? I was so worried for her. I was really relieved that she has a car.
And still she can't use it.
Still she can't use it.
Somebody else is taking it.
Yeah.
Tillotama, I mean, I love what you do on screen, but for the first time, I just hated your character so much. I mean, I love that I hate your character. It was such raw acting. You know, what was it about Lata that made you say a yes?
Tanuj was a big factor. Because he has given me opportunities, the kind that no one has. Like, we've done short films together in the past where I got to play characters that no one would have offered me, you know. And so that was a big thing because he trusted me. And then, of course, I went and auditioned and, you know, and it was also these guys, you know, these are 2 actors who are not just colleagues who I'm very, you know, really look up to and I really respect, but they're also people I really like. And the idea of being part of something that was such a big part of their lives was very exciting for me. So at a personal front, it checked all those boxes of good people, you know.
And you had mentioned once that you really like working with kind-hearted people.
Yes, there's a little bit of stress in the personal life the last couple of years. So I really want my work to not be stressful. I just don't have the bandwidth for it. Even if it's really important, even if it's a massive project, I'm quite happy walking away from it because I need a stress-free environment, because there are things in my life that are out of my control, which I can't change. But this, I feel like, you know,
can alter
I can
it
choose.
if you want to.
I can choose who I want to work with. And that, the people of Delhi crime, that world made the decision. And I've largely played morally upright characters, you know.
Yeah.
And largely I'm personally also like considered more like straight-laced and boring. So I think it's just fun to play someone who is, you know, whose moral compass is different from mine.
Yeah.
And it was nice to do that. It was freeing almost to not be proper and correct.
Yeah. She's flawed and it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. And and I thought a lot. I mean, the focus is not so much on the crime, right? But I thought a lot about what makes people do what they do, and that was very interesting for me. Why does she do this?
True.
How does she go this far?
Exactly.
Because it's really brutal, you know.
Yeah, I mean, in the end,
right?
Yeah, I cannot talk about it, but the end, I really didn't see that coming, what happens in the end.
Yeah, even I didn't see it coming. I don't think Karishma / Lata saw it coming either.
And I was so glad she said yes. Like, when I heard that Tilly's doing, I was like, what? Are you serious? Like, this is amazing. So glad.
No, we are happy that she is here today.
I know, I just wish we had more scenes. But
Hana, you know, Tanuj, as a director, was it challenging to, you know, draw a balance among all the aspects in the show? For example, Shefali is juggling between being a mother as well as a cop. Rasika is trying to save her relationship, and then there's Bhupendra also. He has his daughter to take care of. And you did manage to give every emotion proper importance. But was it challenging to pace them out?
Yeah, no, it's you never know exactly the balance of home and the crime and home. You have to test things. You know, sometimes you put more scenes in that you need, and then really the process of finishing a film is one of removal.
Yeah.
So you take things out, you know, and that's how you kind of perfect it. And the focus of the season was to be more of a chase, more of a ride. And so you had to be smart about how long, you know, whenever you go home into their home lives, you slow down the crime, you know.
Yeah.
But there's sometimes you need to take a break from the crime and be with them. You know, the strength of Delhi crime is the human drama, is their personal lives of the characters. So, you know, it's not a perfect science. It's a messy process sometimes. But by the end, and the other things, we have great editors. My editors are some of the best in India and best in the world, and we all sort of collectively make those decisions.
You know, another beautiful thing which I noticed in this season is, despite all of these women, they come from different places and thought processes. If I tend to draw a parallel, one can say all three of them talk about survival. Because in the end, even Tillotama's character is talking about survival when she gives out that monologue. So, as a director, was it a conscious decision to humanize all three of them, even the murderer?
You're good. You're good. Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a season that explores the lines of dark and light, good and evil, moral compass. It's season 1 was very black and white.
Yeah.
There's no debating this crime. And this season there's lots of shades of gray, and this idea of aspiration, this theme of, you know, two cities, the two Delhis, all of these things go into making a rich ground for humanizing everyone, you know, and it's almost, you know, I don't want to give any spoilers, but,
Yeah.
you know, Vartika you know, has to kind of, is challenged at the end to see how much she understands this person or not. And there may or may not be a solid answer for that. You have to be left to question some of this.
Yeah.
So I wanted that, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And I think
And
that's
they're
a
very
very
capable of it, too.
beautiful
You know,
thing.
these are it's only possible with these three. It's not possible with, you know, people who can't go there.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, Shefali, while OTT has allowed you to have a newfound audience, and especially Gen Z, if I say, people also have so many expectations with every film or series that you star in. So what's the best way to deal with that pressure now?
Well, every time I go in front of the camera, I believe I don't know.
You are
And
nervous.
It's a great place to start.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think the day I feel I know it would be a complete downfall for me. I think I put more pressure on myself than... See, and also, I can be terrible in something. I'm going to just give it everything I have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do what I do because I love it so much. I love it so much. It has to consume me. It has to finish me. Like, destroy me when I'm doing a project.
Wow.
After that, if I'm bad, I deserve to get, you know, I deserve to probably not get love and adulation. But also I know I'll correct it. And I don't think anyone can be harder on me than myself. I'm very hard on myself.
You're very critical of your work.
Very critical. I'm very critical of myself. Very.
But it's really good to see you, you know, take up projects which might be out of your comfort zone.
They're not out of my comfort zone because that's the reason why I'm an actor. I want to do all these different things.
Mm-hmm.
It's taken time to be offered that kind of work. I've always been there and I've always been ready to take it on. I mean, that's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah.
That you can be so many different people and live so many different lives.
True.
It's just not come to me. And it's finally coming to me. So I love that unpredictability. That's totally down my alley and it's completely my comfort zone. I'm the happiest there. Where I don't know what's going to happen the next minute. I don't know who I'm going to be. I love it.
So, you know, how has your journey been in enhancing your stardom? And I think in the last 3-4 years...
Yeah, I like the
Did you
question
see my
already.
expression? Did you say, how has it been your stardom?
Enhancing your stardom.
I actually went like, huh?
Good question.
Because in the last 3-4 years, you have been on a roll. Back-to-back amazing projects, different projects. And then I think Delhi Crime, Juice and Monsoon Wedding. I think those three, again, they put you on a very different map. So how has your journey been in enhancing your stardom?
I don't see myself as a star. I really don't. You know, for me, what is an achievement? It's not as much as Shefali ne acha kaam kiya. It's great when people recognize me as Vartika or Manju or Shamshu or, you know, it's great because that means I managed to do what I went out to do, is becoming these different people. It's very kind of you to call it stardom, and I'm not looking down upon it. Really, trust me. I mean, I look up at stars. But if I was more recognized as who I am, or I became popular as who I am, I don't know whether I would be malleable enough to fit into all these
Different,
amazing characters that come my way. So I don't see myself as a star, and I'm not complaining. trust me when I say this, I'm not complaining.
You're very grounded.
No, I just love what I do. So I'm very happy being an actor. Very happy. Come do your work, create this world and this character, and then vanish.
Thank you for doing that.
So sweet.
You mentioned some of her roles. Now, can I have a fan moment, please?
Okay.
Can I mention Dil Dhadakne Do and Jalsa? They are my two favorite roles of Shefali's. I love those two characters.
You know, Rasika, I thoroughly enjoy your screen presence, and having said that, I always believe that you have picked up content as a priority over everything else. So has it been a conscious decision to stay away from commercial projects, or how do you look at that?
Not at all. Nobody gave me a meaty part in a commercial film. I would have very happily done it. There was one film which came close, a film called Loot Case, in which I had a song and dance number, and I loved it. And I hope that that was not the only time that I would that I got to do that. I'd be happy to be a part of a commercial film if I think the role is interesting enough. So yeah, I didn't get the offers that that were interesting enough. Otherwise, there was no conscious decision to stay away from it at all.
But you have surely set a very different mark for indie cinema, if I'm not wrong.
I don't know if I set any mark, but I did do a lot of films which I was very, very proud of. And at that time, work was not so much. And I didn't even think about, and I looked at my career differently, and I never thought about where this project is going to go and whether it will get an audience or a viewership or not. But I think now when I look back at those films, they were such beautiful films and such an important part of my life as a performer that I feel I wish they had released better, and I wish they'd had more viewership. You know, and some of them have had subsequently because they've been on streaming services, and that's the beauty of streaming services, that you know that the film can remain there long after its time in the theatre and people can enjoy it. One of those films was Kissa, which Tillotama and I were in together. It was such a special part of my journey. So I totally enjoyed those films, and they contributed greatly to my confidence as an actor today, because I got to work with some wonderful people who really helped me acknowledge my talent and really nurtured that talent, you know. So I was lucky to sort of have those kind of working environments.
So thank you so much for doing this with me. I had a great time chatting with you. I'm looking forward to more seasons of Delhi Crime, and I'm looking forward to all of your individual works too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.